this is Stormouse03. Welcome to my walkthrough for Deus Ex Mankind Divided. This is a walkthrough for I Never Asked for This difficulty, Foxiest of the Hounds and Pacifist. We're going to be getting all three of those things in this run, so welcome. This is mission 2, and this mission is very short and really easy. You just pick up some stuff. Well, you don't even have to pick up stuff. Really, all you have to do is walk out the front door, and that's the end of the mission. But I'm going to show you some stuff to pick up, and I'm going to show you a couple of extra things after the mission is over. A couple of good spots to get some things, Praxis kit, and some neuropazine, and a couple of ebooks, and just some random stuff that's helpful for the run. The reason for that is to get some more XP and level up, get you some more Praxis kits, and to have some extra items like that biocell we just picked up. Those are helpful. And to be able to sell some stuff to buy those Praxis kits from the vendor. And so that's really what we're doing here, guys. So if this is not something that you want to see, then you can move straight along to mission 3, where we're actually going to be doing stuff that is difficult. And so I will catch you there. For everybody else, I'll talk a little bit about this. I clipped out the little conversation with David Seraph right there. And I'll talk a little bit about how the game walkthrough that I'm going to be doing is going to be structured. So I am going to show you some of this looting stuff, especially here at the beginning, because I do think there are a couple of neat areas, a couple of Praxis kits that you may not know where they are, and stuff like that, that really kind of help you get an edge here at the beginning of the game within the first few missions. I do significantly less looting as we go along, and then toward the end in the missions, I just don't pick up anything at all because it's just not necessary. So I'm showing you this stuff just, to try to be helpful in any way that I can, because some of the stuff actually sells for pretty good. So that's the actual end of mission 2. And so that's really it. I made a save before I tried to hack this keypad. Always save before you try to hack, just in case you lock yourself out and an alarm goes off. I always made sure that I hacked it on the first try, just in case there was some kind of silent alarm that went off if you failed at all. So, just to be sure. In this room, there are a couple of good things. There's lots of crafting parts around, and crafting parts are good because you can craft those multi-tools, and those are helpful in certain situations when you have a high-level hack or a difficult hack, and you want to be able to get through it without any struggle. And you want to be able to get some of the stuff maybe in some of the safes and things that are more difficult. Maybe you don't want to buy all of the hacking upgrades right away. And so those can be helpful. So crafting parts are good. You don't necessarily need them to upgrade weapons or anything, because as I said in my first video, I'm not going to be killing anybody. I'm not going to be killing anybody for sure because we're doing pacifist. I'm not going to be using any weapons except for an EMP mine at the end of the game on the final boss. So you don't need to upgrade your stun gun. You don't need to upgrade your trank darts or trank rifle. You don't need to do any of that. So the only reason why the crafting parts are useful are if you need to make a multi-tool. So on this level, which is the level right beneath Jensen's apartment, there is this door and it's open. This guy's getting evicted, and there's that secret little stash there, and that is a Praxis kit and a biocell and a couple of other little goodies. And then there's a few other random things in this apartment. Nothing else really of note, but that Praxis kit and the biocell are definitely worth coming in here for. So that is good. And I always check the bathrooms because there's often painkillers in either the bathroom cabinet or sitting on the sink. Again, save before you try to hack this. This hack actually is pretty difficult. So I don't generally use software or anything, and I don't generally use the Fortify, but I went for a Fortify on this one because it was just being a turd to try to hack without it getting a little alert on there and running out of time before I could finish it. So by doing the Fortify on the first one, I was able to get pretty far along before it went off and was able to unlock it. If you guys have played through the game and done all the side quests and stuff, you'll know that this apartment is actually tied to a side quest later on in the game, but it looks kind of different than it does when you come in here later. There is one reason why we wanted to get in here, and that's this neuropazine in the bathroom cabinet. The neuropazines are good for a couple of reasons. One, I'm going to give that one to the lady at the bar down around the corner from Jence's apartment. And if you do that, she will give you a code for the back door, and you won't get, the police won't come after you for going into the back when you're not supposed to. So you can get the code for that, and that leads to a place with some pretty good little items. And then aside from that, this is interesting. So I don't actually go down in there. I just hit the side of that so I could get the 200 XP. I didn't want to go down in there because it's a hostile area and I didn't want to have to knock out that guy. So this is the store. I'm going to be selling a couple of things. I sell pretty much everything aside from healing items and my stun gun and stun ammo and biocells and neuropazine and software. I kept all the software just in case I needed it. I never used any of it. I kept all my healing items just in case I needed them. I never used any of them. So if you're pretty confident that you're not going to get hurt, and you should be, because this is a pretty good path through the game, and you just reload if anything goes wrong and you get spotted and whatnot before anybody starts shooting you. So I would maybe keep a couple of healing items and sell the rest. That just gives you a little bit of extra cash to be able to spend on some things here at the beginning and throughout. But that's my advice there. This guy sells a Praxis kit. He also sells a couple of biocells, and his stock will refresh periodically throughout the game. So you can actually buy a total of 4 Praxis kits from this guy. I only ended up buying 3 because I did not buy one before I went to Golem City. So keep that in mind. If you want to get all 4 of them, I believe you need to buy one of them before you head to Golem City. So we're going to head out here. The police lady's going to stop us. I really hate these moments, but this is the only one that I think is kind of mandatory. There may be a couple coming off the subway that are mandatory, but most of those you can skip by going on the AUG side, which was something I didn't realize in my first playthrough, and I kept complaining about how they kept stopping me, and I just didn't realize that I was going out the wrong side of the subway exit entrance stuff. I don't know. I was ridiculous. So we're going to head into the bar, and we're going to give the lady this neuropazine. You don't necessarily have to do this right now, because right now you don't have the augmentation to be able to lift heavy objects, and you kind of need that in order to get all the stuff from back here. But I wanted to go ahead and show you guys this just because you can do this pretty early, because we got that neuropazine from the apartment. And there are a couple of items that you can grab without having the lift heavy objects. augmentation. And we're going to get it right after mission 3 anyway, so we can just pop back by here and grab the other stuff once we have that augmentation. But you talk to her, you have to ask about the other stuff that she's selling. Then she asks you for the neuropazine. Then you give it to her, and then she gives you this code. And so that is the code for this door, and it's also the code for the door down here. There is nothing else in this room that I could find. So you don't have to worry about trying to find stuff in there. There's nothing to pick up. And so we come through here, and then there's a couple of items. An ebook that gives us some XP. And a pocket secretary with a code to something that I never did find. So you'll find pocket secretaries all over the place. They give you codes for lockers and storage units and all kinds of stuff. And you don't necessarily need to wander around trying to find where they all are. There's plenty of stuff on the way to grab and pick up and whatnot. There's the little button down there that opens up this door, and then lo and behold, we don't have the augmentation to be able to move that box, so we're going to have to come back later. So like I said, there's nothing in here. I took a little look around anyway, because I'm just nothing if not obsessive about searching around. And we're going to move on here. And I think there's one other place that I'm going to stop by. This is me checking my map because I wanted to make sure that I knew where I was going. Oh, we're headed to that police checkpoint. I was kind of circling that. But that's going to be the way to where we're going to start mission 3, but you'll see that in the next video. And we're going to stop by this Vincent Van Gogh place on the way. I don't think there are any items to pick up there, but there's a couple of ebooks that give you some XP. So that should be helpful. That's the subway, Dormouse. That's not the right way. Turn around. So that's the church of the... Yep, that's not the right way either. So it turns off your destination marker in your HUD by default here. I don't know why it does that. I don't know whether it's this difficulty or whatever, but you can go back into your options and turn it on. I thought you couldn't, but I believe that you can. So if that's possible, do that so that you're not having to forever check your map like I was. But here's the last couple of ebooks, and then we're going to head on into mission 3. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope that it was helpful for you in terms of grabbing some XP and some loot. And we will see you in the next mission where things get a little bit trickier.